Hello Exiles, and welcome to my Day 4 build update. I league started a Dark Pact Occultist, and it's been really smooth so far. My total investment is around 5 to 10 divines, and I'm sitting at like 15 million DPS on a 5 link. Pretty solid survivability and butter smooth clear thanks to Occultist pops. So, Dark Pact mechanics, or Dark Bargain now. Sacrifice some life from a skeleton or from you to deal that much flat chaos damage. It did get buffed this league to 10 base crit, but it's always been pretty strong. I think it's a bit slept on because, life stacking is super popular these days, but self-sacrifice Dark Pact is low-key bait, right? And the reason for that is you need so much recovery to sustain the life sacrifice, and sure, you get a pretty big multiplier if you're using your own life, but you don't get the +2 chains between skeletons, which works as its own multiplier because the chaining AoEs can overlap, right? You can also scale minion life way higher than player life. So my skeletons are at 25k life, sacrifice 15%, that's what, almost 4,000 flat chaos damage, when the gem itself only has 400. You can see there's some pretty crazy scaling potential here, and the key to that is that it's separate, right? You can have summon skeletons in its own little 4 link that just juices gem levels to the moon, with Dark Pact in a normal 6 link. So I have a Vol Caress with a +2 corruption, and 21 summon skeletons, Vol summon skeletons, which is getting to level 31 with everything else. This gem is pretty cheap as far as level 21 Vol skills go because there is a div card for it, and we don't care about the quality for another max skeleton. Now, the best in-slot glove, I think, would be a double corrupted one with also the implicit for +2 duration gems, because skeletons are minion and a duration gem, and a Vol gem. Alternatively, you could get a Hands of the High Templar with +1 socketed, +2 minion, and +2 duration, and an Empower 4, and that's equivalent. But either way, neither of those corruptions exist on the server yet. For my Ascendancy, I'm an Occultist. I'm taking Power Charges, Vile Bastion, Void Beacon, and the Wither Node would be nice for damage and helping me count my Chaos Res, but I mean, Occultist pops, they're just so nice, man. It feels so good. Rest of the tree is nothing too crazy, just scaling a good amount of crit, ES, spell block, and minion life as another scaling layer. One thing to note is the cluster for Overwhelming Malice. This is my only source of Wither. The math works out to roughly 10 stacks sustained on a single target, but I also have this Mastery for 5% chance to inflict max stacks, so it has pretty good uptime. I'm also low life for damage, and I'm using the Balbala tech to sustain a Course Getting Elixir, as well as a Res Flask and some move speed. My auras are Clarity and Discipline on Arrogance, and then Tempest Shield, Despair, Blasphemy to support the pops, and then Flesh and Stone for damage reduction. And this is actually pretty nice when you're scaling a decent amount of AoE. It makes the aura bigger and basically makes it more likely that you're going to have that damage reduction. My gear is mostly pretty basic ES and Res, missing a pretty good amount of damage in some slots because I wanted to prioritize survivability, and I mean, the damage was feeling really good anyway. So this ring could have cast speed, and in theory could also have minion damage, but that's like another step above. This ring's also about the same level. The belt, you can use an Essence of Fear to get more minion life as a suffix on a belt. I'm missing any damage at all on my shield, it's purely defensive. So on a shield you can roll +1 minions, you can roll spell damage, you can roll minion life, and probably spell crit as well. A lot of that would be nice, but the defensive stuff on this is pretty good as well. And for my wand, this one was like maybe 10C because who cares about these mods? It's +1 minion and then cast speed and some spell crit. Normally not very synergistic mods, but for this build it is. Benefits of off meta. Boots, pretty basic ES boots, and same with the helmet. I'm also missing +2 minion gems on the helmet, but that's, again, very expensive. Valkyries, as mentioned before, and Bone Meld, which is probably the best install amulet. It's got +2 minion gems, and it also has increased defenses per minion from your non-vol skills. So you can see I'm sitting around 6800 ES, and if I summon some skeletons, I go up to 7.6k. It does also give a pretty hefty minus all res penalty, but I can overcap with this flask. Now, this 4% can be increased, but you need to volatile vol it to 5%, and then that lets quality from a catalyst give it another 1% to go to 6. But quality alone doesn't do anything, so that's a pretty expensive investment. Okay, and then last thing, because I'm scaling so much minion life, I can have some support minions that end up being very, very tanky. So I have a lightning golem for cast speed and some mana regen with 40,000 life. This thing is very tanky. And then of course I have some specters and an animated guardian. The specters right now are very cheap ones. There's a carnage ape for frenzy generation. There's a perfect pain artist for zealotry. And a, what's it called? This guy, perfect forest warrior for onslaught, and he has culling strike as well. Then my animated guardian, just very basic, like 1C gear. Yeah. So yeah, overall, I'm very happy with how this build has turned out. It's extremely viable for an off-meta league starter, and there's a lot more scaling potential that I have yet to reach. I did theorycraft in like a very endgame PoB with probably 5 times the damage and like twice as tanky, but it's like a triple-digit divine PoV. And that's about it for now. I'll leave you with a little bit of gameplay so you can see what it looks like to play. Oh yeah, I should probably mention, it is a 2-button playstyle. You have to summon skeletons and then cast, but it doesn't feel too bad because summon skeletons and Dark Pact both have very fast base cast time, right? They're both 0.5 seconds base. So we scale a decent amount of cast speed and it feels fine. And also, if you're feeling really lazy, you can just only self-cast Dark Pact, and that's usually enough to kill like a white pack, and then the Profane Bloom explosions just carry the rest. But most of the time, yeah, you do need to summon skeletons.
Can't wait to see what you find. Welcome back. In you go. Deep breaths. Time's running out.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Thought you'd walk it for sure.